Freedom is the right of all sentient beings.
Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
Morning, Sergeant Major.
How do you know what kind of goddamn day it is?
Beautiful morning, Sergeant Major.
Are you a fucking weatherman now?
You're listening to Sergeant's Time on WTF Nation Radio.
Broadcasting live from the Functional Veteran Center of Excellence. Fire. This is Sergeant's Time, and giving you all the deets Army fucking news that's going out there. Everything's been breaking like today, and I don't understand what is up with our. I'll just say it. What the fuck's going on with the intel community? Got a pretty cool guest tonight, by the way. We're gonna do some big announcements and all that. I can't wait. I cannot wait. It's just some great stuff. Hots&Cots is gonna be joining us. Yes, I did remember to take myself off mute. As a matter of fact, I had a little sticky that said, "Make sure you push the button to take yourself off mute." Yeah, so I did. So, anyways, so we got a good show tonight. This is the State of the Union. Everyone was talking about the State of the Union, yada yada yada, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna give you the State of the Army. Oh, we got a bunch of chatters in here. Who are you guys? Whoa! It's good to see this video. Just to find a job. Like, oh shit, what's going on in the Camel News today? Oh, what is this? Oh, we got a lot more. Man, heavy traffic on the freaking on the YouTube side. We're broadcasting live also on U.S. Army WTF Moments' YouTube page, YouTube for WTF Nation Radio as well. So we're expanding the footprint. Our tendrils are they're just leaking out. They're just all over the place, messy. But real quick, dude, what's going on with the fucking MI community? What's happening? Where did we fail? Why is it that every time there's fucking news about something happening when it comes to, I don't know, we just had Airman Crispy with fucking Free Palpatine setting himself on fire, and then we also had the and he was just like a cyber engineer kid or something like that, network kid, whatever. Worked for the cyber defense guys. Aren't they controlled by the MI people? And then we had today breaking news. No shit, we had a kid. Breaking news, fucking leak secrets of Taiwan to West Taiwan, or China, I should say. China. Breaking news. Fort Campbell soldier, intel analyst, arrested on charges of selling military secrets and bribery. Man, this kid was like trying to get the monies. Want the money today. Give me the money. Give me the shit. Fort Campbell soldier analyst, intel analyst, I think his name was like Schultz or something like that. I see nothing. Yeah, Corbijn Schultz, a U.S. Army soldier, intel analyst. Way to go, Intel. Whoop, whoop. We got more shit to talk about the intel community as well. U.S. Army soldier and intel analyst over at Fort Campbell was arrested today due to the fact that he was indicted by a federal grand jury charging him with conspiracy to obtain and disclose national defense information, exporting technical data related to the defense articles without a license. You need a fucking license for that shit? I don't fucking know that. Conspiracy The MI community is making me ashamed to have been MI. Sorry, bro. Ooh, sorry. But you're a good MI. That's not everybody. Just certain MI people. I wanted to get this story because this is news breaking and I wanted to rant about something else. Conspiracy to export defense articles on license, of course, like I just said, and then bribery of a public official. In the indictment, announced Henry C. Stevens, a U.S. Attorney for Middle District of Tennessee, alleges that from June 2022 to the time of his arrest, conspired with an individual as Conspirator A to disclose documents, writings, plans, maps, notes, and photographs relating to national defense. Believed that he was going to injure the United States or take advantage of a foreign nation. Bro. Recruited Schultz, the conspirator, who possessed a top secret security clearance. Boy, we really did a good job hitting that. Again, it's the cyber is not controlled by MI. It's just a weird bastard child of signal MI. Boy, I know that. I included documents of the HIMARS system, which is the multiple launch rocket system that we've sent to Ukraine, that we use as well. Information on hypersonic equipment, studies of future development for U.S. military forces, studies on major countries as People Republics of China, and summaries of military drills and operations. That's what he gave up to China. Do I see myself as an international citizen? I don't know, man. I see myself as an American citizen. How about that? That it has an international flavor flowing through my veins. I'm a multinational. I have multinationalism in my genes, but I'm an American. How about that? I have different races and all that. I don't consider myself an international citizen. I consider myself an American citizen. In exchange for the documents, he made at least 14 payments that total approximately 42,000, bro. Those are little specialists, little bucks aren't. Things a little special, something like that. I'm curious of asking the admins, hey, why don't we just do a search and see if this guy's in here? Did he ever send anything to us or something like that? He also sent 3 documents of the Air Force tactics, techniques, and procedure with the HH-60. So more likely, probably the the PJs or something like that. They use that type of the Pedro crew. Air Force tactics and techniques procedures for the F-22A. Holy shit, dude. 42 grand? Really, man? Man, dude. 42 grand. Now, of course, I am not advocating at all giving up military secrets or something like that to a club, but normally you hear stories that have for over $1 million, so-and-so got this, or $2 million, or so-and-so done that. Or like that idiot MI guy or retired lieutenant colonel that worked at Stratcom giving up to a honeypot. That, you know what I mean? Just kind of like, normally I would see that a little bit more. So that's just one story of the MI world that I'm going to talk about. Now, okay, so you guys know that there was a possible an active shooting event that could have happened on JBLM. Update that we had from JBLM was that the law enforcement has confirmed that there was no active shooter incident today at JBLM. Earlier this afternoon, JBLM law enforcement responded to several reports of a potential active shooting incident. I don't know, is it a shooting or an active shooting? Is it a classification? We'll wait for the news to come out on that. Those don't go into heat treatment. Yeah, I don't know. See, I don't know. It doesn't really give in specifics of what was given. Does that make sense? It wasn't given told like, hey, he gave that. It just said, if you look at the article on U.S. Army WTF moments, it's already been posted, and you'll see right there. Anyways, let's just get on to speaking of MI. Dude, I'm like chomping at the bit. Sometimes when do you ever like you get so pissed off and you're just like, dude, are you for real? Is this really happening? Is there? Nah, nobody would fucking be that fucking. Nah. So on one of the stories that we have posted today on the timeline, which was pretty much a preview, and this was I am an SGL at the MI-NCOA. Speaking of MI, so all you MI guys I see rolling in the chats there. I'm an SGL at the MI-NCOA. We had a student last cycle who had a combat-related amputation be hazed by the command team to prove that his amputation was related. The student was able to graduate but had to get his command involved. Additionally, the commandant was quoted as saying, "I don't give a fuck. about the command climate survey in terms of the morale of the organization. The opportunity advisor is tracking in. Let's see if there's any changes. Well, that was sent to me, holy crap, I don't know, all night last night. That flooded the inbox. So I decided to reach out and speak to some sources that I was able to confirm a lot of this information. So let's chat and let's discuss the details of this event, because I'll be honest with you, I think it's pretty fucked up. You have somebody who's come into the service, and I think that well, let me just fucking get the details, man. I'll just give you the fucking details. So, and mind you, now these are. I was telling somebody about this today, going back and forth of you know how you have a you ever watch a Quentin Tarantino movie, or you watch that movie Crash. You know, there's sequence of events that happen, and there's individuals in the background that get picked up for the next scene, right? That you don't really think, oh, okay, well, why was he in there, or why was that person in there? So this whole story that came up is just like a Quentin Tarantino movie, but with some bullshit. You know what I mean? With some fucked up events. So I got the purview from 5 points of view of the same scenario with a different edge to it that everyone has corroborated as well. So what I'm getting here is raw data, raw info. A service member, literally it's the War Thunder Lakes, exactly that. Service member used to be an MP and lost his leg in an explosion in Iraq. Hey, what's up, man? Well, everyone's high from Fort Leavenworth. So he lost his leg, MP. Nah, I can't hold it against him. He's an MP, but, you know, we always break balls on MPs anyways. Got med boarded, and the med boarder found him unfit. Well, he submitted a medical waiver and was accepted. So he's been serving more than 16 years as an amputee without a break of service in the Army, right? So he went through the system, and bam, he just like the IDES system is actually a pretty good system, not like the old days where, you know, you fucking just got out and then you had to do that. The IDES system for a med board is a lot better than what it used to be. So he went through the process to come back into the force, and the MI Corps accepted him. He completed AIT as an MOST and came to SLC at a non-commissioned officer. Josh is like, I'm going to an MP. So he's on a limited profile for the ACFT. Now, mind you, he's an amputee. I didn't want to get into details like how many legs do you still have or some shit like that, but I'm more likely he's probably lost a leg, right? And the command team apparently didn't like that. Now, the command team being the non-commissioned officer academy. And consistently asked him about his profile to the point to where the troop got like, fuck, dude, why you keep asking me? Why are you breaking my balls? And continued all this shit throughout the entire cycle. But the kicker to all of this was that the day before fucking graduation, they withheld his certificate and was notified by the first sergeant was notified by the commandant's office, which is CSM. Legolas, yeah. Look at them legs, man. Can't make the leg jokes. Is he airborne? Yeah, exactly. So the average amount of legs per person is less than 2, but never more than 1. Or never more than 3. Oh, you're right. So the CSM proceeded to drill them about his leg and the validity of him being actually in the Army and how he lost his leg. Now, I don't want to say the CSM was acting like, hey, man, is this stolen valor? I called up a friend of mine. I'm like, bro, look, listen to this shit. Because I have friends that have served in the soft community, and some of them have lost limbs. And one was a guy who lost his limb, and I'm like, yeah, hey, man, whatever. Like, what are you talking about? And I briefed the story. I was like, bro, you got to fucking talk about it. Oh, here's what I'm talking about. So the CSM forced him, the student, to produce his original med board paperwork to prove that he had lost his leg while deployed before giving him the graduation certificate the day before the graduation. Dude, I mean, okay, you know, if someone's going to embellish their record or lie about an award or something like that, you could kind of see that. You know, you could kind of look through the records like, yeah, bullshit. But if you want to see somebody's medical records or you want to see somebody's medical med board information, and they're obviously walking around with one fucking leg, I think they're telling the truth on how they lost it. It's not like they lost a leg in a motorcycle accident. And I'll be honest with you, it's nobody's fucking business why you lost your fucking leg. If you lost your leg and you're authorized to attend the school, then, shut the fuck up, move up, draw fire or pop smoke. Well, in this case, he looks like he did draw fire. So I'm like, dude, okay. But it gets better. It gets better. So this organization now is the MICO, the Military Intelligence Center of Excellence Non-Commissioned Officers Academy. They were the ones that did that. They was the ones that was going around. And apparently the sergeant major that's taken over there, it's been, I guess, the SGLs have been threatened with retribution. This better not get online, yada 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 type of conversations. So it's the deputy commandant and the commandant. And it just basically they recently, it's almost like they're subverting the SGLs that are already there. And I mean, dude, these guys just like, I don't know, the comments that I got from the guys that were giving me this information and gals that were giving me this information, I'm like, whoo, dude. One of the biggest things that caught my eye in all this, you want to talk about the state of the Army, right? Yeah, instead of State of the Union. A series of sensing sessions that the USAI, U.S. Army Intelligence Center of Excellence, EOA, have been told. And this is going to be surfaced to the command team. So this is not really it's going to happen. She intends to surface this, of course, with the command team. Now, obviously, this is an issue here. If a series of sensing sessions have been held, and there's been no how do I say this? We're going to have this not electronically. The push was for them was to do the online survey electronically, but the commandant said, "Nah, let's turn it in person," and then tell the EOA that not to come with that internal what was that? Let me read that again. Then proceeded to tell the EOA, because I wrote some of my notes here. You got to remember, I've been speaking Spanish for the last 3-4 months. So I've been kind of like, I got to get back into English. Proceeded to tell the EOA not to come and that our internal EOL would run it, which is, I think, shady as fuck anyways. And then from somebody from their team was very invested as well, who was meeting with the USAI COE as well, CSM as well. So with that being said, it's not just that one incident with are you stolen leg valor? You stolen. I don't even know how to say this. I don't even know how to articulate this, man. I mean, if a soldier shows up and he's authorized, or he or she is authorized to serve in the capacity to attend the fucking course, then just take this prosthetic off and slap him with it. And it's obvious, dude. Stole a legless stolen valor, exactly, dude. That's kind of like sensitive. That's almost like it's a setup as exactly that, Pip. It sounds like a setup as a setup from the start when you're not allowing the EOAs or the EOLs to be involved. You don't want to do an electronic sensing session or a command climate survey. That to me is just like I don't want to say I'm speechless on some of this stuff. We see a lot of crazy shit in the WTF Nation inbox, but holy crap. Imagine you fucking fighting the odds, losing your leg and all this other shit. And the guy fucking fought it, won the appeal to serve still with no leg, one leg, and is able to just truck along 16 years of service. Then what? They should have known he had a profile when it was time to take the ACFT. Retro, that was my thing too, is that you do have an in-processing sheet, right? You do know. I mean, literally, how'd you lose your leg? War? Combat? War? I mean, I lost my leg in an IED or an explosion or combat, whatever. I mean, I don't know the specific details of how he lost his leg. It was during an explosion. That's all I know, but I don't know what happened. Whatever, He goes through the whole system, fights to stay in service. I'll be honest with you. If you still want to serve after losing your leg and dealing with all the bullshit and going from being an MP to going MI, whew, and I don't know if I would want to stay MI after that. I say you guys can just go fuck yourselves at that point. Exactly that, Josh. I would be pissed because that's an actual EO complaint. I mean, there's so much stuff in here that I get. Was he part of the 212? I don't know. I don't know about the MI stuff. All I know is that, again, the commandant at the Non-Commissioned Officers Academy is the one that was saying that he was stolen. I guess you said legless valor or whatever. It wasn't from a motorcycle accident. It wasn't from anything else. It was specifically from an explosion in Iraq. My biggest thing is the fact that they called the command, his unit back home. Yeah, could you, this is Sergeant Major so-and-so from so-and-so NCO Academy, from the MI NCO Academy. I just want to let you know, why is your soldier missing a leg? Why is your troop missing your leg? How is he still in? How is he still serving? Oh, God, what a fucking mess. And then, like I said, there's more pieces to this pie. It's a lot of, I mean, again, it's like I said, it's like a Tarantino flick. An incident's happening here, and there's something in the background, and that individual will have another thing there. Oh, what's up, James? So it's just like a whole thing. Did I speak to the NCO, or just to the NCO that posted this? This is why you want to know, Susan? We don't reveal our information. We reveal our sources. How about that? Why are you trying to know what why are you trying to know, Susan? Why are you trying to know? Are you part of the school? Did you go? I'm just kidding. I mean, wait a minute. Hang on. Aren't you wait, Susan, haven't you been in our chats before? You were in the class. Holy shit. Oh, wow. Damn. Susan says, I was in this class. I was like saying, you look familiar. I may have seen you in the comments before. Yeah, you were in the class. Holy shit. Susan is a secret squirrel. Right now, we're currently experiencing some technical difficulties, and we will be... Well, there you go. I can't... Susan, we don't reveal who we speak to, but let's put it this way. There's different events that have happened as well in the case. Does that make sense? Everyone's like, she's a Fed. You've never been here before? Okay. All right. There you go. You've never been here. Well, welcome to are you a first-time listener then? welcome to U.S. Army WTF Moments' WTF Nation Radio's Sergeant's Time, where we talk specifically on topics just like this. Never been this before. Okay. All right. Like I said, I've plenty of Susans that I see in the chat, or not in the chats, but commenting and stuff like that. So yeah, we don't give up our sources. We don't give up our names and stuff like that. But pretty much it's been confirmed through 3, 4, 5 different people. You have metal in your body and wasn't given any problems. An SLC. But did you lose a leg? Did you get any shit for having that metal in your body, Susan? I'm just asking. I'm not doing this to troll you or fucking with you. I'm just saying he's not CID. Tagging every time, come on. Yeah, what was that? We had a guy with an injured leg, and I always wondered if he'd get to keep his leg. Why would you want to keep your leg, dude? Ew. I donate to science or something like that. Give it to the military committee. Could it be the same guy? No, Susan is not the same guy. She just said she's got metal in it. She didn't get messed with. So if you were there, Susan, wow, okay, you were in this class. Wow, that sucks. Maybe you could hit us up inside the inbox at U.S. Army WTF Moments to give us some background of what happened as well. But again, this is some of the stuff that we saw coming in, and again, I want a bionic leg. Yeah. So anyways, yeah. So that's what happened. That's what's going on. Well, Susan, since you're there, I mean, obviously you're back. The course obviously graduated, so now you can probably talk about it. You were able to save your foot and just got metal. Okay. Did you see anything? Did you see anything that corroborate what I just said over online? But you weren't given a hard time. Okay, there you go. All right, we're getting some some target feedback here. I appreciate this, Susan. It gives us a little bit more information here. So, it's like if he lost his leg. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know if you lose your leg. I don't, Musa. I don't know that type of stuff. I don't know if you lose your leg and all that. I don't know if I lost my leg. I don't know what would happen. But I've been injured enough where I feel like I should lose my leg. But I didn't get into that detail. So that was the event. That was the big thing that was posted because everyone was like saying, hey, are you going to talk about this? Are you going to post that? Are you going to talk about this? Are you going to, oh, well, what's going on? What happened? At this point, if it were me, I would not leave unless I got medically retired or able to stay in my 20 years and get blah, 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 blah. Yep. Hey, man, 16 years. Think about it. This guy had been trucking along for 16 years with one leg. Wonder what's going to happen when he goes to the next NCOPDS. He's got to go back, right? Oh, God, it would suck. Could you imagine going through all this shit? We talk about it and all that stuff, and then you got to go right back to the fucking school. No, the Commandant event, I checked in with us when I was taking... okay. Checked in with us when I was taking the ACFT because I could take a modified ACFT. Oh, there we go. There we go. Wow, Susan. Okay. I'm about to say you better have those documents ready. Woo, doggy. Because when you come back and you're going back to the same course for the next level of PME, I'm trying to remember let me go back to my notes here and see what this was. Let me see. What was the information? Let me go back here because I got a lot of notes I got to cover today. So I'm not looking forward to SLC. Sergeant First Class, of course. Yeah, there you go. He doesn't go back there after SLC. There's MLC now, right? The Master Leaders course where Master Sergeants can go. I wonder if how many NCOPDSs you get. We're going to add to this too. So series. All I remember, like I said, the biggest thing that stood out to me the most is the series of sensing sessions that they have held, and they did not at all recommend. They didn't go by the recommendation to do an online survey, and when instead it turned it in person and became kind of like a in-house, like a, how do I say, kind of like only specific people will know this. So the EOA wasn't really involved. But that's fucking unfortunate. So again, I'm just going right back again, I'm repeating what I'm saying. I'm saying again. I know artillerists get pissed off when I say repeat a lot. A service member used to be an MP, lost his leg during an explosion in Iraq, got med boarded, and the med board found him unfit. However, he won the appeal and was accepted back. Serving more than 16 years as an amputee without a break of service in the U.S. Army, went through the process to come back into the force, and the MI Corps accepted him. Completed AIT as an MOST and came to the Non-Commissioned Officer Academy at Fort Huachuca, for the Senior Leaders course. He's got a very limited profile for the ACFT, but apparently the command team at the NCOA didn't like that. Consistently asked about the profile to the point where the soldier was like legit saying, why you keep asking me? What's going on? Continued things like this all cycle, but the real kicker was that the day before the graduation, they withheld. Yeah, Fort what now? It was an old term, Fort Huachuca, because the way it looked at it, individuals that didn't know, primarily from the east and from the south, would say Fort Huchi. What was that? Fort Huchicoa or Hochu? So the nickname of Fort Huachuca is Fort Huchicuchi. Continued things this all cycle, but the real kicker is what the day before graduation, they withheld his certificate and his first sergeant was notified by the C. Could you imagine being a first sergeant and getting that phone call from a commandant from an NCOA? How come your soldier doesn't have a leg? And then having the soldier forced to produce his original med board paperwork to prove that he lost his leg while deployed before giving him a graduation certificate. What the hell? What in qualification? God damn it, Bobby, what is going on? So there it is. That's the two MI stories that I just can't shake in my head right now. I'm getting DMs right now. I've been getting DMs of individuals who want to find out. We don't reveal sources and stuff like that. And I'm sorry, Susan, that we didn't answer your questions, but we are very strict in giving our points of contact when it comes to some of the stories that we publish. Thanks. How is that not a HIPAA violation? That's a good question. That is a good question. That really is a good question. How is that not a HIPAA violation? To know that, because I know you're having a profile and that's it. You got a profile. That's it. You got a profile. And I know when you're going through the processes and stuff like that to go through that profile, there might be some information that would be, I guess you would consider HIPAA. But I don't know. I don't know the case. I don't know specifically for amputees. I know that's a whole different topic. You know what I mean? Well, there you go. There we have a SME inside, a subject matter expert in that. It is 100% a violation. So now the CSM, damn, he's like racking them up, right? 100% a violation. So if you try to find out somebody's reason why, I guess it would be the same thing if, I don't know, let me see your records on how come it's almost like profile haters. You know what I mean? If someone got injured and someone got fucked up or something like that, and they can't do an event, it's like a bunch of haters on a profile. Oh, how come he's not taking an ACFT? That's bullshit. Let me see your records. Let me see why. Bro, got blown up in fucking... I'm pretty sure if I would have seen on his soldier record brief, Purple Heart, profile. He's only got a leg. I'd fucking just kind of like, let it just common sense, whatever. And specifically due to the fact that our recruitment is so fucking bad. Our retention is so fucking bad. I got a phone call as a first sergeant from BLC instructor that was going to disenroll one of my students because of her ear piercings. Got before joining too large. Oh my crap. 4 memos and 6 calls later. The Army issued me this damn exactly. Don't get me wrong. Would there be some jokes, amputee jokes? Because some amps, that's another thing. I was corrected when someone asked me, hey, that's an amp. I'm an amp. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Oh, amputee. I thought it was like, that was like some sort of new term for being hip or something like that. And so they told me, hey, people who have lost their limbs have the most best sense of humor about it, and they're upbeat about it. So it's funny. But if I was, again, I'm just saying common sense. Boy, I tell you what, I didn't join the Army yesterday, but damn. I'd have looked at the soldier brief. Yep, that's part of the in-processing checklist, right? That's part of the fucking, there you go. Oh, yep, okay. Yep, soldier record brief, Purple Heart. Again, profile. Okay, why is he on profile? Oh, obviously, he's got a Purple Heart. He might be on oh, shit. Snap. Dude, where's your leg? I'd be breaking balls like that. But then I would just leave him alone. And do it with W's voice. Where's your leg, man? You're fighting terrorists. You're fighting Al-Qaeda. Oh man, I'm telling you, man, I'm shaking my head at this one. I really hope the chain of command, the installation of command, whoever owns the center of excellence. Exactly that, Brad. Exactly. Coming out the same day in Intel elements. What's up with them? I guess that's what I'm saying. What's up with MI? What is up with MI? Dude, I'm fucking lost, man. I'm fucking shaking my head at this shit. Fool me once with the fake leg. Shame on you. The guy's a good sport about it, though. The guy is being a good sport. About it. I got nothing but respect for the motherfucker. I'd rather have him a dude who has no leg than a shit soldier who nearly counsel every day. Exactly that. Nearly daily. Exactly that. So everyone's asking me, what about, were you just joking around about the state of the Army? Well, let's look at this. Imagine me being an intel unit. Yeah. Let's look at this. Okay. And this is why Hots&Cots is coming on. I can't wait for Hots&Cots to join us and shit. Big announcement coming, stuff like that. It's going to be fucking awesome. There's an issue that's going on the installations that are being forced to have what's called, I guess, warrior kiosks or some shit like that. They're closing DFACS down. And of the DFACS, of the DFACS that they're closing them down on the weekend as well, and the soldiers are now required to grab what they can at these kiosks, and then that's what they got for the weekend. One thing what tripped me out is that, look, how about you just leave the fucking DFACS alone? The entire time I think the soldier's been complaining about chow, it's not the fact, and this is what pisses me off too. And seeing some of these studies and seeing some of these stats when they're saying, well, the reason why we're closing these DFACS down and also because we're standing up these kiosks is because soldiers don't eat. Well, yeah, you got to go let them eat. No shit. Attendance to a DFAC is down if you don't let them eat. If you don't let them eat and nobody shows up, I'll be honest with you, I just give them all separate rats, unless you're at Fort Bliss. So anyways, what they're doing is he's doing this little gas station like, I don't know, you might as well just get a freaking, it's like they're getting all the food from the commissary and they're putting in these little kiosks because it's foods from the commissary. It's basically what it is. It's basically food from the commissary and they put it in these kiosks and then the kiosks will get flooded out. Now, again, I want to repeat this and I want to emphasize, foot stomp, point, shake a fist or yell at clouds, this is not the unit's fault. We break balls on a lot of organizations a lot on what they do, just like we do with MI, the Center of Excellence. But this right here is different. This is an installation event that now all of a sudden the unit is going, wait a minute. What do you mean there's no fucking DFACS? So how are my kids going to eat? Well, I mean, what's this kiosk thing? Susan says, and that's true, that there's an DFAC on Fort Belvoir, but all the troops are on separate rats. Exactly. Again, I'm not beating up the installations that have the kiosk idea. They were force-fed this shit. I just think the Army went about it the wrong way on their fucking rollout. Just like the ACFT. Just like the parental leave guidance. Because we're going to talk about that too. Let me see right here. Bam. Matter of fact, I'll just put this right up here. Let me just pull up the slide. There we go. So this gets filled up, and there you go. Now, everyone says, we just got bit on this big health kick. And again, this is not a dig at the 4th Infantry Division. The organizations that are there are having to deal with this shit. So this right here is Fort Carson's, and again, I will repeat this, and I'm telling blue in the face, or I keep stuttering in different languages. This is not the unit's fault. This is not the organization's fault. This was thrusted onto them. Hey, we're going to go ahead and do this. Again, it's just a rollout that sucked. Now, if you notice with this kiosk idea, and you notice that they always talk about, well, our soldiers need to get better meals and they need to get better chow in the DFAC. All they're doing is eating shopette food and with preservatives and all. And then you look at some of these kiosk setups, and I'm like, what? The Army has pretty much bragged about this new H2F, the holistic health and fitness, right? Even included naps in our doctrine, which, yeah, right. Okay. So, guys, just make sure you go and say, hey, I'm taking a nap according to doctrine. It's doctrine that you can take naps. But even when you see this, yeah. Am I going to get to eat? So now the troops are not going to get a proper nutritious meal. Some of the DFACS, and I'm telling you right now, there's other DFACS that are rocking it. And again, when Hots&Cots comes on here, we'll talk about that. Yeah, we get siestas, man. We're authorized siestas. So I really hope the Army, generally we're pretty supportive about a lot of the Army initiatives that we have. I really hope the Army does not fucking get rid of DFACS, and I hope the Army just torpedoes this whole fucking kiosk idea. And it's not serving the soldiers at all. However, also what you have to consider is that the leaders have to also let these soldiers go eat chow. The DFAC hours, I'm sorry, then what are you doing with the cooks? What are you doing with the cooks then? Oh, okay. Everyone's a battalion. 100 DFAC is freaking awesome. Yeah, everyone's got their, everyone's got some good DFACs. I remember back in the day, Back in the day when I was stationed in Germany. When I was stationed in Germany back in Hohenfels, 148, the 14 DFAC, where the OP4 had. Awesome. The Tribe Cafe on Fort Liberty. Out on sustainment. Bro. That was chow. You can go over there and like, how much is it? This is like $4.50. I remember what the cost it was. It's like, wait, this is a freaking, it's not, what? $4.50 for this awesome chow? Do I like German chocolate? Of course I like German. I like Ritter Sport. I also like Toblerones, the Swiss one. You hated Hohenfels? Man, I tell you what, I had a good time. I was stationed in Germany for a total of almost 10 years. So it was like, that was kind of like, and for family, I had family there too. So for me, it was easy. But the DFACS, the Wiesbaden, what do they call it now? They call it, it's not the Wiesbaden Army Airfield anymore, but the Wiesbaden Army Air Base or Army Airfield back in the day, that DFAC was pretty good too. So how are we going to do this? How are we figured this out? Now, it was bad enough that the soldiers had to walk a certain amount of mileage to get chow. Where are these kiosks located? I think I'm going to go ahead and just go visit an installation that's got a kiosk. Just grab some grub, see what's up. Oh, dude, Pally, I fucking love a doner kebab, man. Oh, bro. Like legit, not a fucking gyro or gyro or people want to. It's a doner kebab, man. Oh. Mwah. So you definitely want to, again, I'm your humble shit poster. Am I a correspondent? Am I a journalist? Am I media? Or I'm just a podcasting shit poster? I don't fucking know. My point is that I think the kiosk idea needs to get torpedoed. The soldiers are saying that. Members of the organization saying it's a bad idea. And I honestly think that you're going to make the situation worse for the soldiers. You're going to make it worse. Because then, what if, like I just showed earlier, the kiosk is out of chow and a soldier's working late and can't get chow? Well, then what? Then you guess you can just, the kid just doesn't eat? Or you could turn the kiosk into like little stores, give them full fucking separate rats, and let them buy it and decide on their own. Here's a trick. If you put healthy food in there and that's all they got to eat in there, and then guess what? They will eat healthy. Oh my God, the Polish DFAC. Oh, that's an oxymoron. Jesus Christ. Oh God. Oh, I don't know. For some reason, Eastern European countries they just can't do it right. They just can't. They're learning, but shit. I think somebody needs to go to Poland and say, hey, look, this is what we eat, and this is what you should make, and get some of the best food you get. But again, down with the kiosks. I will not support the kiosks. Nope. I would support, again, an open fucking DFAC that's got an adequate hours. Hell, you could even shorten the hours by doing a brunch, which, like in the old days. Back in the old days, we had a DFAC that was open on Saturday, and it opened up at 10:30 and closed at 14:30. And it was like brunch. You can eat whatever you want. The women, on the other hand. Ooh, dzień dobry panu. Anyways, I'm not going to go into my Polish vernacular here. I don't want to go into multi-languages, but I'm telling you, man, bad idea. Bad rollout. I'll give it 1 star. No kiosks. Return to the DFACS. Bring back chow. Was discussing with another friend of mine who is up in the DC area. Runs has a culinary school, and he was thinking that was not only when I said, hey, we're doing fucking kiosks and stuff like that. Can you give me a background on culinary schools and stuff like that? Do you guys do certifications? And I think if the military sent how we all go to airborne school in one place, how about we just do like a joint DFAC, joint cooking school, a joint one, right? And then we send we have the top chefs or their training areas or where they're at, who's trained them or whatever, and they give them all that. They get all the training. So that way when a cook graduates from that, get some baller ass chow. And they're certified, so when they get out and they want to be chefs or something like that, they got the certs. The Department of Defense's joint, joint chow maker, whatever, joint chefs or whatever. The DFACS cooking contest. Yeah. What was it called? The fucking, it's called like, was it the Conley Cup or whatever? The best of the best chow house. So I guess they're not going to have them anymore now. Like exactly that, Pip, like a culinary school. Have a culinary school for that. And then there you go. Have DFACS open, and instead of just doing it for the weekend, have DFACS open like that for fucking the weekdays too. Have mid-rats, you know, for individuals that are working late on staffs or pulling staff duties. And you have midnight chow. Oh, bro. Midnight chow. Holy, I remember that, man. I remember back in the days in the dark world that I used to work in, we would have midnight chow. We'd work and stuff like that. Shit, did you miss chow? Yeah, but don't worry, we got midnight chow in a few hours. And then you just go in there and it's like fucking, like, I don't know, midnight or something like that. Like 11:30 or midnight. You just eat grub. You just grub. I mean, you're still working and stuff, but you get mid chow. Oh. But down with the kiosks. It was a bad idea. Just say fuck it. Just it was a bad idea. It didn't work out. It's okay, Army. Just say, yeah, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. But we're done. We're done. That's okay. It's okay to cancel. It's okay to say it was a bad idea, which I think that's the problem with a lot of Army leadership today, anyways. If it's a bad idea and it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out. Then get rid of it. How many times for free? Or coronary school with the real bacon that has been dried up from 1885. Yeah, my dearest Jessica, today at the DFAC we had some bacon that made Ice have a heart attack. 5 of them. Man, should bring, yeah, maybe they should bring back. Oh my God, Joe. Oh, bleh, bleh, digital cam. Yeah. There's another thing that I was going to talk about, but I don't know if we have enough time before our guest, but I want to just go ahead and just kick that off. Hang on, let me look at the inbox. But the Army made a mistake. Yeah, exactly that. We can't even get our SecDef to check in when he's going to the fucking hospital, and he blames it on his staff. So there you go. Oh yeah, thanks for reminding this. Yeah, I guess the Representative Ronnie Jackson was demoted by the Navy for inappropriate behavior during his time as Trump White House doctor. Huh. The U.S. Navy demoted Ronnie Jackson from retired Rear Admiral to retired Navy Captain due to inappropriate behavior while he served as the White House physician. Was he already retired? And that's the thing, too. Was he retired? They can reduce, so like that means I could get reduced for posting memes or shit posting on people. I mean, obviously, I don't know if he was serving in that capacity. He had to have been active at the time when he did it. During that time. Fort Gregg Adams, which is known as formerly known as Fort Lee, has the Joint Culinary Center of See, that's the thing. I'm glad you brought that up, Bo. What makes that a center of excellence? Who makes it a center of excellence of excelling? Excelling. Does that make sense? Retired or not, the Navy? No, if he's retired, I think it's fucked up. Nope. Then you're going to have to bring everybody back that did something while they were retired just because they hated a specific politician. That's what pisses me off about all this shit. Everyone wants to bring people back from retirement because they support someone or not support somebody, and I think that's bullshit. Yeah, it's Fort Lee. It's got the culinary competitions, right? But again, I think when they say joint or whatever, like, does the Navy go to this culinary school? Does the Marine Corps go to this culinary school? Taco Bell workers smoke all day but can't roll a burrito. That's a crime, dude. That's an atrocity. That's a war crime. But yeah, dude. But anyways, I was going to talk about something else too, but it's going to bump up to this next guest because I can't rant more over the time there. So anyways, we'll be right back. I'm going to take a break, and we will have Hots&Cots on board to shoot the breeze. So you guys, go ahead and go refill your glasses. Go to your kiosk to get food. I don't know. Too soon. And we're going to have Hots&Cots going on. So shots. See you.
If that's really a thing, and I get authorized to do it once, it's pretty much gonna be me sitting there talking shit, like constantly.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Take it from me, Ice. You can't just float around space not caring about stuff forever.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Shit in the bag, Pogue.
All you techies and TV addicts, don't mean to this, don't mean to bring static. All you clingers in your grandma's house, grab your backstreet friend and get loud, blowing doors off inches, grab you with the pinches. And no, I didn't retire, I'll snatch you off with the needle nose pliers.
With the U-boat you never seen before, gliding in the glaze, like no creepy, the put your way. Like a racing with the bass, so not goofy like they're in a haste, so I'm a hip-hop nigga unite with practice me running that you know. All right. So what's up with that? I got friends and family that I respect. When I think I'm too good, they put me in check. Don't believe when I say I'm no better than you, except when I rap, so I guess it ain't true like that, Joel, and you just don't stop. Guaranteed to make your body rock.
Check it out. What's it all about? Work it out. Let's turn this party out. Check it out. What's it all about? Work it out. Let's turn this party out.
Say that was the condition. I'm a man that's on a mission. Son, you better listen. Stuck in your is an electrician. Like the scientist. When I'm applying this method of controlling my mind like eyeliner rap the too comply. Now hey nigga, but now what the deal? I didn't know you go for that mass appeal. So I'm calling to Lucci. Some potato. I stole your mic, but you won't see it later. Cause I work magic like a magician. I add up the mathematician and the bank cashier, engineer. I wear cotton.
I'm going to cruise past ya. Don't money, don't jump yourself. Put that back on the shelf. Flames blazing, yeah, out of phase in. My crew's amazing. We're working on the record, y'all, so just stay patient. Check it out. What's it all about? Work it out. Let's turn this party out. Check it out. What's it all about? Work it out. Let's turn this party out.
Now I go by the name of the King and Rock. I don't wear a cup nor a jock. I bring the that's beyond bizarre, like Miss Piggy. I am the one with the clientele. You say I'd rock, you rock so well. I got class like pink champagne. Let's see,
so bad? Is this where you draw the line? 'Cause it's so sad. Tell me where you lost your faith. Is it so bad? Couldn't see it in your face. And it's so sad. I'll wait until you come back. Come back down to me. I'll wait until you come down. Come back down. While you keep it in your head. Is it so bad? Never heard a word you say it. And it's so sad. Tell me when you lost your way. 'Cause it's so bad. Wanna see you when I pray. And it's so sad. I'll wait until you come back. Come back down to me. I'll wait until you come down. Come back down to me. I'll wait until you come back. Come back down to me. I'll wait until you come down. Come back down. Is it what you want? Is it what you need now? Is it what you breathe? Is it what you're feeling now? Is it what you feel? Is it what you're feeling now? Is it what you wanted? I'll wait until you come back. Come back down to me. I'll wait until you come down. Come back down to me. I'll wait until you come back. Come back down to me. I'll wait until you come down. Come back down. Hello, hello, you. Will you come back down to me? Hello, hello, you. Will you come back down? Hello, hello, you. Won't you come back down to me? Hello, hello, you.
What is this Facebook Live? I've never heard of this shit.
I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Interacted like this. I think it's their first voice conversation
I think it's the first voice conversation and first like face to face.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's always cool when you're working behind the shadows and you finally get to see the ages who were. Oh, I'm sorry, wrong class. We were talking about something else. But anyways, so Rob is here to talk about Hots and Cots. Rob, a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and let you talk about it, and I'm just going to ask you some questions here. What made you want to do Hots and Cots? What was the genesis? What was the brainchild behind it?
That's always the first question people ask me is like, why? It's a multitude of different things of why I started Hots and Cots. So one, I wanted to find a way to give back to the military community. So I've done 12 years in the military, got out in 14. I've been a moderator on some military subreddits on Reddit, active in the Army community. And so I've been engaged in giving back, and I've seen the post on great barracks, terrible barracks, great food, terrible food. That was one aspect of it. The other aspect of it is a friend of mine asked me if I'd ever want my kids to join the military. I have two small kids. I was like, I don't know, man. The way the military is and what I see, I don't know if I would be great with it, but I would still support them. And he had no idea what I was talking about. He was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Military is like, you get 3 hots and a cot, which is where Hots and Cots came from. Not a lot of people know that, as I found out. So marketing, and I didn't do a ton of marketing research on this name. So I told him, and he was like, I had no idea. I shared him some articles, and then I kind of shared some stuff from the GAO report. And that was the third thing that came out, was the GAO report talked about just the conditions of barracks for the Army side. The GAO report in September was primarily Army related, but it did touch on other branches of just the conditions of barracks that the other branches are experiencing. A friend of mine, Paul, he reached out to me and was like, hey, you're a software engineer. You're like, this is a great time to create like a Yelp-like app for barracks and DFACS. This is the time to do it if you have the bandwidth and the time to do it. So in a week, I had like an early alpha version of the app. It was pretty bare bones. You could just do reviews on Hots and Cots, and it kind of just went from there.
Sorry, I'm muted. I've been muting dude. I've been on a break for a long time, so I'm kind of like, how do I do this again? But my biggest thing is that I don't remember our conversation, how we first started talking. I mean, I'm kind of thinking, like, when did we? I'm trying to think when we started. When we just started going off, and then I think, well, here's the thing. The background, like I have told you before, and I've told others, is that I was part of the WTF Nation's Mold Task Force, and I didn't realize how daunting the task was, which basically was me cataloging, writing, inputting some stuff, and I'm like, okay, we got this link for this, we got the link for that, and then going all the way back. I mean, we started in 2010, so it was like just 3 years into the gig when we started posting more of the how do I say this? Just in general moldy. I think it was like moldy barracks or something. We just started going, and then we started cataloging. That kicked the other person. Retired as an admin and is no longer part of us, but it left it to me, and bro, I was kicking. That was kicking my ass, man. It was legit. Everyone's like, oh, man, you must be, admin. It's easy. You just go up and find memes and shit posts. And I'm thinking, no, dude, here's what else we got. Here's other things that we got. So the Mold Task Force was really a big, and I think seeing you on there, I mean, I don't want to go through, I guess I should have done some more research when we started talking, but.
I can't remember. I just quickly scrolled, and there's just like so much of us talking and going back and forth. Like I'm back in January, and I still have more conversations to go through. So we've been kind of chatting on and off for a while. But I can't remember what it was.
There was something that happened, and we caught each other's eye, I guess you'd say.
I guess so, yeah. We locked eyes across the room.
We locked eyes across the digital space, and there we go. Hi, my name's Ken. Hi, I'm Rob. Let's make an app.
Hots&Cots.
Hots&Cots.
It's not a dating app.
Exactly.
It's not Hots&Cots.
It's not Hot Cots. It's Hots and Cots. So basically, I'm kind of like, we're just gonna go ahead and just get into the weeds and stuff, and try to let everybody know that we are now going to announce that that U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio and Hots&Cots are now going to be collaborating to work on these types of issues. So now every time you send us something in the inbox, we are going to send you back the link, and we're going to say, hey, here's a new app we're working with, and I think some of the feedback that we've got is that I'll say like, hey Rob, somebody's not, I guess a video is not uploading or a picture's not uploading or something like that. I think what's been great with us is that we've been able to have some active feedback, and you're like, hey man, give me 24 hours, or hey, I'll knock that out tomorrow, and then hey, yeah, and I'm just saying this is to me, this is awesome. Now I'm going to show the WTF Nation something that's been hiding in plain sight with you guys. Yeah, everybody's like, well, what are you talking about? We have now, if you go to U.S. Army WTF Moments and you go to, I see all the comments in there. You go to the Hots&Cots right there. You see where little buttons flashing? It's on our site now. It's on the front page of U.S. Army WTF Moments. So now we're just going to say, hey, did you check out or did you download Hots&Cots? Did you check out the app? And again, this is all. Dude, I'm so pumped, man. This is exciting.
So I do want to address something. So
go for it.
And some of the questions I get and some of the concerns is like, oh, well, they're going to sell me out, like, or my information is going to become known to leadership, which it's not. So I don't have any ties to the DoD. So everything that's posted, any of your there's really no personal information other than an email that you need to have when you sign up. And the DoD, nobody from the Army side, Navy, whatever branch you may be in, Space Force, Coast Guard, they're not going to have access to that. I mediate any sort of issues that come up between leadership, and if you're comfortable, I will share that information and we can kind of address so you can work with leadership if that's a route you want to go. But the DoD, nobody from your leadership is going to know anything unless you like put your name as your username, like I'm Private Snuffy, then and your room number, then you're out of luck. I can't really help you there.
Well, I mean, so there you go. You see it right there on WTF Nation Radio's site as well. It's Hots&Cots app. And again, I'm pumped. To me, this is such a relief because now, bro, I'll be honest with you. I mean, I feel, you know, when you worked on a project for so long and you now feel like you own it or something like that, and now you got to give it to somebody else. Bro, this is the one. This is the one project I'm throwing at you.
Here, take the bag, take it all.
Just take it. So anytime we're talking about and we're consolidating, progress or something like that, Rob's gonna shoot me. Hey, here's what's going on. Here's what we're gonna post. Here whatever. And I'm almost thinking, and we can just do a live, collaborative talk right here. We can almost like do like I don't know, Hots&Cots update or something like that, or hey, so that way in the event, and this is what I'm pitching, I think it's feasible that just like how we used to post, hey, here's bad barracks or blah blah blah. Now here's a Hots&Cots report, U.S. Army WTF Moments, Hots&Cots report, and bam, and there it is. It's for the world to see. I guess
it's not all bad stuff. I mean, you can post good stuff too. Like that is, I want to see the good stuff. Like, and so does leadership. Like I've had several conversations with leaders in Fort Huachuca. Like they even I think it was a command sergeant major reached out to me to share some stuff. Like they want to see the good stuff as much as they want to see the bad stuff.
Right. And as a matter of fact, no, you're right. And that's the thing too, is this is not, I'm gonna foot stomp and reemphasize and yell at the clouds. This is not a WTF Moments venue to bitch about whatever. It's a rating system for your chow. And this right here, this will knock my socks off, man. Fort Riley, bro. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
That's chow. So like you said, anything that's going to be highlighted that's bad or good. And see, that's another thing too. It's just a rating. It is legit rating that some commands aren't aware that their DFACS or their buildings or their facilities are like. Dude, that's like, now I'm hungry.
They don't know. I mean, some of leadership don't know because the senior leadership have a bunch of other stuff going on. writing orders or whatever they're working on. So they don't always know what's going on in the barracks and what's going on with soldiers. But the other great thing about Hots and Cots is, I feel like a salesman here. If you're PCSing or you're going to ETS or you're deciding like, do I want to re-enlist, and you have an option of going to like Fort Riley for breakfast or Fort Carson, you can go to Hots and Cots and see kind of what things look like. It gives you an idea. It's like, do I want to go to Fort Carson for the shop at kiosk food, or do I want to go to Fort Riley that's banging out a great breakfast? So that's it. Because like right now, if you're a junior enlisted soldier, you can't go and see what your barracks look like. They're just gonna throw you in something that may or may not have a dead mouse in the corner of the room. Which...
Exactly. Yeah, so again, when have we done the video part yet? Have we done videos? Are you able to upload videos on there yet?
Not yet. Okay. I was actually just thinking about that today. I want to start exploring the ability to upload videos. I just got to find some time to do that. So this is like all on the side that I do this outside of my 9 to 5. So I have my 9 to 5 job that I do, and then the kids go to bed, wife goes to bed. Then I kind of sit down and start cranking out code.
Yeah, yeah, I was about to say that code part must be a pain in the ass.
It is. So, and there's just also making sure that videos take up way more space in storage. So I just got to make sure that I can appropriately kind of handle that type of content.
Well, I think most of it too is that I think more of the stills. I mean, the success has been the stills. I mean, the way you have it set up. And I must even look to the home side, and I think you did upload the video. When I was asking you, hey man, you got any more pictures and stuff like that? And you uploaded a whole freaking video. So.
Oh yeah, the video that I sent you, the marketing type.
Yeah,
video.
I was like, dude, it even had little jingles to it. I'm like, whoa, what's this? I was like, disregard. I don't want.
Have you showed that yet, or?
No, I'm about to show it right now. We're just kind of like walking through it, and then.
Okay.
Let me see. Let me grab a wrap. Yeah, this is a live collab, guys. Sorry. This is what's happening.
It is free. There's no ads. I don't charge. I'm not tracking anything. So you're not going to turn into a situation like Strava did a couple years ago, where it's tracking people's workout locations.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah. It was a couple years ago. Strava was recording, obviously Strava, you record your runs, and then it was recording people's.
Oh yeah. That's right. Yeah. I'm going to leave the music out so that way people can see the
So you can see the ratings and the reviews based off the installation. You can just see what's going on with Hots and Cots, but also you can review lactation rooms because moms serve too, which is a great thing. So you can review those. Not all the units are providing space for moms to do lactations. You can review medical centers, pharmacies. So it's a bunch of different things to give you an idea of what an installation looks like.
Now, these installations have they talked to you already and say, yeah, like you said, you've talked to other leaders. Have they been good with it? Have they seen any, I mean, I don't want to say I had one semi issue with a barracks manager. The installation leaders have all the ones I've been working with at JBLM, Fort Liberty. I've recently started working with, I have a contact on the Air Force side over at Fort Sam Houston, and recently with a lieutenant colonel on the Marine side. And they're all like, I love this. We need this. Sergeant Major Seymour over at Liberty has been phenomenal. Yep.
He's been I want to know this issue, and he's never pressured me for soldier information. He's like, if the soldier wants to give it to me, that's great. We had an issue last week where one soldier got BAH on the spot because of the mold in the room. And he's like, you get BAH, we're getting you out of here. So this is a great thing. JBLM, their garrison commander, reached out to me. We've been working together for since last year, and we haven't had any issues. So I mean, I'm not saying there's bad leaders out there. I'm sure there probably is some leaders out there that don't like this, but I've not experienced that yet.
Yeah, I think what it is that it takes a leader by surprise a lot. Like you were saying on the break, It takes a leader by surprise when all of a sudden they're on that you're on the how do I say this? When you're on the front end of a WTF Moments post, and that generally gets them defensive. And it's hard to articulate to say, hey, look, man, this shit sucks. There's no method or madness to say, you can't pretty up a turd. You can't you just got to say, hey, man, this shit's fucked up, and this is what needs to happen, and this is what needs a process. I don't care. You can point fingers later. I just want to let you know that this is the issue. Does that make sense? That's been part of our issue, I guess. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, I don't know how to yeah.
Because you're gonna.
I like. Thankfully, I have not experienced that yet, but I know that those situations do occur, for sure. But I think also there's this issue with some social media platforms that just do it for the clicks, and that's not what I'm here for.
Exactly. We're not here. That's exactly where we're not here. We're not here for the clicks. We're here for the leaders and the soldiers to be abreast of what issues are out there. Let's see. There's another thing I was going to ask you. And some of this is on the Hots&Cots app. But if you go ahead and go on to any of the streaming platforms that we're on, with the exception of Twitter, I can't wait for X to do their chat stuff. But if you go on the 2 Facebook pages and you go on the 2 YouTube pages for U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio, you'll see the link to the app in there. Again, identify safe when posting reviews. Is my identity safe when posting reviews?
Oh, yes. I mean, it is. Unless you give me permission to give that information out, I'm not going to share it with anybody. That information stays. I'm the only one that has access to the data. I mean, I'm Hots&Cots. I have some that help me with stuff behind the scenes that are in different positions in and out of the military, but access to the data is strictly just me. So your identity is safe.
The inbox is secure. Like how
inbox is secure. Yeah, it is secure. You're not going to have anyone that's going to find you out. You don't have to worry about that.
How can I review other aspects of military installations beside barracks and DFACS?
You can. You can review CDCs, hospitals, troop clinics, gyms, MWR facilities, lactation rooms. What else? Dental, pharmacy. I think those are the ones I have right now on the installations. So yeah, those are the ones you can review. There's an other that's kind of like a catch-all. So if there's nothing listed there, you can do that. You can also email me and I can add it.
Installations. How can installations collaborate with Hots&Cots?
Just send me an email, download the app, and you can do contact, or you can send me you go to hots&cots.app and contact me that way if you want.
What if I want to report a specific issue privately?
Same way, just send me an email. You can find me on X, formerly known as Twitter, and you can slide into my DMs. I do that quite frequently, actually.
Yeah, I know. I think that's how we met.
Yeah, I think so. People message me and throw me content they don't feel comfortable posting, so I'll post on their behalf to kind of put a further separation between that identity as well.
Awesome. Now, you even talked about we talked about how, I guess, the sentiment of command saying, are you guys like WTF Moments? You're just going to be rabble rousers?
Yeah.
So then how does Hots&Cots protect against fake reviews or misinformation? What do you guys do? I mean, what do you do specifically?
So like I said, I have some that help me out on the back end of things that kind of can look at content as well, that have connections that I don't have, that are more tied into the military community and whatever their role may be, and they can kind of spot that stuff pretty easily and quickly. And there's stuff that I can kind of see too that's going to be a fake review. There's no surefire way, I mean, for me to 100% say this is not a legit post. I will do my due diligence before I kind of start making a scene or throwing something out on social media or pulling in connections. I don't know if that answers the question.
No, it does. It does, because it's hard for us, because the first thing that we do when we post something, like for instance, just to say there's a screenshot of a text message that we post. Well, there's a larger there's a larger, like for instance, if someone's sending us a text and they're like, hey, can you only just send this? And we redact a lot of the information. And immediately we have people saying, that's fake, that's BS, that didn't happen, this didn't happen, or that didn't happen. And we'll discuss it later, off air. But in a way, in a nutshell, that's what we do. It's like, okay, we verify it. There's sometimes it requires a phone call. Like you said, it's a you're always going to have one.
It's a tough. I mean, yeah, it's always gonna, and you're always gonna have those. Like, I had an issue with somebody left a negative review because they're like on the app, they're like, oh, this stuff that's posted isn't legit. It's not real. Like these soldiers just don't know how to clean them up to themselves. And I'm like, I have the pictures. Like,
yeah.
So there's going to be those that are kind of calling fake, but we have a pretty good idea of what's fake and what's kind of not fake. And like I said, I really try to do my due diligence on finding stuff out. And if I'm wrong, I'll kind of hold myself accountable too. I'll say I was wrong. This is not an issue.
Yeah, I think most of it's just the tracking of it. It's like
but there's nothing wrong with somebody reviewing something, and
correct.
That's how they feel. If they're interpreting their food as a 3, that's on them. Like that's how they feel their food is. I mean, Fort Carson may say their kiosks are a 5, but
the kiosks. Oh,
which
man,
I don't think I really think that is what the Army's trying to do. And I don't think that's a good move.
I don't think it's a good move.
I think that
I
think it's a terrible move.
Yeah, we're like I was just telling the audience earlier before you came on. We're generally pretty supportive about a lot of stuff that the Army wants to innovate. It's always the in-between leaders and below leaders that mess up the the larger guidance that's being put out. But this kiosk stuff, bro, this is like a freaking forced function that
it's, if you want to supplement with the DFAC, like keep the DFAC and you want to supplement this, because I think everyone probably has been at one point in their life like, I don't want to go to the DFAC, I don't want to be around people, I just want to get my food and go back to my room. Fine,
right.
Have the kiosk, but why not do what like Fort Jackson did with Victory Fresh?
Yes.
I don't know, like do something. If you're looking to reduce space, real estate, you're trying to reduce maybe food waste, Victory Fresh. I mean, I've seen the pictures. That thing looks phenomenal. You get a fresh salad bar, like wraps. I think they even have like a wood fire for pizzas. Like that's, if you're looking to reduce real estate, find something that's different. I mean, why not go with that?
Right, exactly.
Why airport food?
Yeah, that's the thing. I was just showing the picture of the Fort Carson kiosk that had the commissary, preservative food, and it's. I'm like, oh, guys, we just the Army just launched the H2F, the Holistic Health and Fitness FMTM and pamphlets, and I'm like, you're really not helping the cause, man, when you're talking about soldiers not getting nutritious meals or they're not going to eat, and then posting some of that. It's fucking.
Have you seen Fort Johnson? I mean, they got a pretty good thing going too. If you look on Hots&Cots at Fort Johnson, they have kind of like these. They're prepackaged meals, but they're just kind of meals that have been prepared by the dining facility, and at least I think they're by the dining facility. It's just not the same as what you get at
that's the stuff that we talked about when the kiosk that was at Fort Carson and the comparison with the prepackaged. You're talking about that chicken, vegetable, broccoli stuff that we're yeah. Hang on, let me pull that up because that was like oof. That was the.
And I think even JBLM has something similar too. I think they're doing something similar like that, where it's like this prepackaged like food type thing. Which I think that's a better solution than what you're going to get like in Jimmy Dean's or whatever frozen processed meals you're going to get.
Yeah, here's where this was at the Geronimo DFAC.
Yeah,
that right there. Oh, see, that's what I'm talking about, right?
Like do something like that. Like, what's the matter with like? I think there's, yeah, they went the complete different direction.
No, is it? Now I think has anybody, because all the people that I've been trying to find information for, has anyone come up to you, and I haven't found anything that says this is the plan for the kiosks? Like, have you seen like a large? I've not seen a large. If you guys are out there in the joint DFAC world, whatever, and then there's an idea about a kiosk, send it to one of us, Hots&Cots or U.S. Army WTF Moments, and then say, hey, this is the brief. We need to find out, because it's the rollout is what sucked. It's the next thing you know, Steve Bannon reported, and Davis Winking, I think, reported too, that all of a sudden these DFACS were just not open. They were just closed. It just closed. And then the next thing you know, well, here's the reason why, because we're gonna have a rollout would have been nice.
Yeah, there was like no real announcement on it. And just kind of was popped up overnight. And I've been trying to get some sort of idea of what this like long term looks like.
Right,
and
same here.
Fort Carson hasn't done any sort of, as far as I'm aware, of any sort of like control of what this kind of like making this look better for them. They did release some sort of like hype video, but it wasn't very hype-ish.
You would think with all the influencers that we have out there, that are like well known on and I'm not talking about us like WT Moments, but I'm talking about like the individual ones like One Punch Dad or Monotone Mustang, and those guys out there, I think would have been a proper, I guess you would say, a proper rollout for it, and then it walked through the process. I know you're talking to I know there's some other individuals that were at Carson that were talking about just doing the tests to like, hey, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to check it out myself.
All right, so here's actually what I just got from somebody, a friend of mine, somebody I know. There's 13 more kiosks to be built in the next 12 months, and the state, they're saying they're supplemental, but I don't know what that means when you're closing dining facilities. And we also know, I get that there's the reduction with the golfs, 92 golf, the cooks, but I don't know if kiosks is the right way.
No, no. I don't want to beat the dead horse, but no, we're not. A kiosk is going to solve. I mean, or at least partner up with a I don't know. What restaurant organization can you partner up with? You know, what can you?
I don't know, get rid of the Burger Kings.
Yeah, get rid of the Burger Kings, because having a kiosk is no different than having Burger King. That's just the way I see it. It's
I don't know. I was talking to somebody, and if the Army is if they're going through reduction of force for 92 golfs, they're trying to reduce real estate space because folks aren't even having DFAC, then give folks BAH. Give them option to sign up for like any of those meal delivery services so they can cook on their own. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there, soldiers, service members that like to cook.
Right.
Give them an option to cook their own food. And there's soldiers out there that require different macro sets because maybe their job is more physically taxing than, say, maybe a 42 Alpha.
That's a good
give
point.
them options to be able to. I mean, a 42 Alpha versus somebody who's infantry kicking indoors, there's going to be different calorie intake for that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Some of it on the 42 Alpha side, it's too many calorie intakes, and that's not what you want to give. I mean, it's not a ding on them. It's just like you don't want to set up a kiosk with bad food that's going to make it worse. You know what I mean?
I was a 42 Alpha. I used to sit a lot. At least, when I was there. I don't know what it's like now, but when I was a 42 Alpha, I sat a lot.
Yeah.
And then I went over to be a 92 Fox, which is you're doing a little bit more moving around.
Right.
Still.
Yeah. Somebody's like, I have to admit, I haven't stepped into DFAC probably 3-4 years now. What about the taco trucks or the food trucks? Have you seen any feedback on Hots&Cots for that yet?
No, but I know they're doing them. I don't know how prevalent it is across installations, but I was aware that they were doing kind of like food trucks to kind of supplement some of that stuff, which that's a good idea. I mean, have that as an option.
Right. You
can reduce real estate space and you can give different choices, not better, but different choices.
Right. No, I mean, you bring up a good point too about the dietary requirements, because there's other individuals that, what if they're going through, what if they're going through some religious aspect of their faith and they cannot eat certain foods, and they can eat food, but it can't, you know what I mean? It's just like
yeah.
What if I have allergies?
I was say get food trucks that specialize in vegan food.
Well, I don't push that. Kids need the meat. I'm just sorry. I'm just kidding. I mean, there's dietary preferences, of course, but I'm just thinking more of the interfaith, that can't eat a specific meal. Individuals who have specific allergies to food, some of the food stuffs there. It's like, at least when you walk into a DFAC, you can walk in and somewhat pick something that's going to be more to your, I guess you would say that to either to your faith, or you won't break out in freaking hives or some shit because you accidentally ate shellfish or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But you also do. Yeah, I was looking through your notes here. The reviews, good reviews. We got the crib.
Yeah, the Cribs edition.
The Cribs edition.
That's amazing.
I like, dude. There was a video that U.S. Forces Korea posted. I think I sent that to you. Of the
I think you did.
The soldier that was a designer before he joined the military and decided to design his own room and all that. And I'm like, bro, what is it about the barracks? The barracks seem to be the most important when it's not being taken care of, but it's the most neglected when it comes to being taken care of, if that makes any sense. It just, nobody thinks about the kids in the barracks. Like when somebody gets off of work, they get off the staff work, they leave the battalion or they leave the company area, they jump in their car and they take off. And there's soldiers that don't do that. They walk out of the company, they walk to another building, and they're still, right there.
Sometimes they just walk right in because the doors don't lock. But
exactly.
I mean, the barracks should be your place, like your room, your place where you lay your head down to rest. That should be your place to kind of like, this is my place. This is my safe place. This is my place to unwind, whatever it may be. Like, obviously, if you're deployed, you're doing something else, like that's a different story. Like, if you're in the field, like stuff's going to suck. Like, Happy Captain said it really well on Twitter. Like, if you're in the field, it should suck because that's like what the Army's for. Like the Army and military isn't meant to be like a good time at certain aspects.
Right.
But when you're like back in garrison, your barracks, your food, it should be good. And I agree with that. That is your barracks, your food should be good when you're back in the garrison area.
Yeah, it's your home.
It's your home. Exactly. And if you're joining the military coming from like myself, coming from pretty shitty living condition, home life, and you're just moving from one shitty home life to another to a shitty barracks. I mean, that kind of sucks. Just like, this is why my parents told me to join the military so I can get 3 hots and a cot.
That's a good, I didn't even, that's a point that I didn't even think about it. I didn't even think a person that's living, that've come from, very, very humble beginnings, and they join the military because the military is going to say, like you said, 3 hots and a cot, and we're going to get you educated. We're going to get you squared away. And then they show up to a barracks room that looks, let me show you the,
you show up in a barracks room that looks like you just left, and it's or you're not getting great food again.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, exactly. Like, I'm like 95% sure, like my father, like the house I lived in, I had a bathroom that looked like that, like when I was growing up. And that was part of like also why I joined the military, so I can get a different lifestyle, so I can kind of get some education, so I can better myself. And I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only one.
Right. Lactation booth. You said you were talking about the lactation booths. Matter of fact, I think you posted it here. Yeah, you did. You posted a
I just posted one today.
Yeah, posted a review on a Fort Johnson, the PX. A few weeks back. The PX, I didn't know the PX had a lactation room.
I don't know if all PXs do, but it's nice that a PX does, because I mean, moms they have to have a place to be able to, whether they're with their child or they need to pump, like they need a space for that. And moms serve too.
Exactly. And, exactly.
They need a space, and some moms with their first kid may not feel comfortable with feeding their child out in public. Maybe after the third or second kid, they feel more comfortable, but they want a private space to do what they need to do. And they should. And not every installation is providing a space for that. Or they are providing a space for it, and it's like the janitor closet.
Or what was that? The one I sent you, the NBC room that had the, that was right. Let me find that.
Or the NBC room, which I still don't know where that was at. I wish I could find where that was at.
That was the because you and I were laughing at, because we have, of course, our sense of humors, but it was just kind of like, man, is it a good idea to have a lactation room next to an area that's got a radiological hazard?
Yeah, but it was honestly I can't take the credit for it, because I really wasn't thinking of it. It was the Army Mom Life. One of the admins reached out to me, and she was like, "Hey, would you be open to adding this?" And I was like, "Absolutely!" Like, I didn't have to think about it, because it's an important part. It's an important aspect of joining the military.
No, I talked to a couple of the Army Mom Life admins, and I want to bring them on board to shoot the breeze here as well. Somebody or USASOC barracks, did they? Yeah, they did. As a matter of fact, let me pull them up. Someone asked a question. So yes,
yeah. Somebody asked a question.
Well, I get different DMs from different platforms, and one of them was, did you post a USASOC? I guess that must be a USASOC PAO or something like that. I wanted to show that.
Yeah, and over at Liberty. Yeah, that's. I mean, it's clean. There's no mold. There's a window. I mean, I think there's a private bathroom in that room. I can't remember,
but there is. Yeah.
Which is a thing which the GAO report talks about. Like, not everybody gets private rooms. They're saying that some folks have 3 to 4 dorm room where they don't have their own bathroom, or there's like the DoD specifies certain configurations that you should have, and the DoD is finding that branches aren't following those configurations.
Right. Nicole says they get windows. Yes, Nicole, they get windows. Let me see. There was another one in here. What was that? I think it was on your. You talked about the Marine Corps. The Marine Corps posted awesome freaking. A guy just walked here. It is right here, and I'll put this up here.
If they got this in the Marine Corps.
Yeah. So hang on. Someone's like, would you have re-enlisted if they had this in the Marine Corps? Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps Ruiz posted the new barracks design where there was a weight room inside next to the day room where the watch quarterdeck is at. And
I saw that,
bro. That's incredible. I'm gonna play the video with no sounds. That way, me and Rob can shoot the breeze still. And then he can watch it. You guys can watch along as well. But so you're gonna show right here. He's gonna give us a little tour on. He's got his own range, his own kitchen.
Yep.
Like a Marine, he didn't know what a garbage disposal was, so he's like, I got this little thing here that turns on. And then he's got an own fridge, a microwave, and he's got a little table where they can dine. He's got his washer and dryer in there.
Own washer and dryer, right. Which is a whole other issue.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. Let me scroll back to that part right there, where he goes to the washer and dryer, and then he goes, there's the mirror, and then he says, that's my roommate's sink and toilet, and then here's mine, and then he goes into his room.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
So I actually reached out to the one who put I think he was a lieutenant colonel from the Marine Corps that posted that. He and I were chatting today, and he's actually going to be taking over those barracks shortly. And he's a big fan of Hots&Cots. He's like, if you see any issues, let me know. So it's an example of a leader who's like, I want to know what issues are going on, and
right.
I'm okay if my soldier, my Marine Corps, my Marines don't want to kind of come to me right now. They want to go through a mediator of Hots&Cots. Like, I want to know that stuff.
Yeah, some of it too is that it's not because it's a bad leader. It's just Joes aren't fucking used to talking to their leaders face to face due to social media, and they need that filter. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's hard. It's hard to talk to a major or a captain or a lieutenant colonel, or a sergeant major as a private or an E4. Like, that's not easy. That's scary. I've been in that position. It's like,
exactly.
Am I going to get in trouble? Which is usually the follow-up question that somebody asks me when I'm trying to get something fixed or looked at. They're like, am I going to get in trouble? And I'm like, no, you're not going to get in trouble. Like, this person's a good person. They've been vetted. They really do care. They want to help you out.
Yeah. John says, meanwhile, the Army leadership bans hot plates. We're not digging the Army, John. I mean, we're trying to, Oh, yo, what's up? Oh, wait, holy crap. Did we just get something from X? We just did. They did fix it.
A question?
No, because remember I was telling you they were working on X to do a chat, if you go on there to do chats. And they were talking about doing it. And now I just got a question. I got a comment. I got a flag over my shoulder that it was like, yo, you need that poster over your right shoulder. And I'm like, what poster? What's up,
Well,
Cabras?
you can't see. Like, so I I was on X before I jumped on the YouTube chat, and you can't see any of the conversation. You see the conversation on YouTube, but it's just a blank chat on the X side. So maybe it's not completely fixed.
Yeah. See that? Yeah, I see, because if you go to YouTube, you can see all the chat bots that go into the YouTube stream from Facebook. If you're on YouTube,
Yeah.
But if you go to X, I could see from the commander's panel, I guess you'd call it. I could see the streaming. I could see it. To me, it's basically it's set up that way, so it goes to the person that's streaming. And Cabras, dude, you just got the first chat comment ever on Sergeant's Time on X. There you go. Congrats.
There we go. I feel good. I'm gonna put that down on my NCOER that I don't have.
Same
anymore.
Yeah, anymore. Same. Exactly. Fixing the barracks is not an Army reg. The Army can't do anything outside the reg. That's right. See, that's another thing too. Again, look, we had war for fucking 20 years. The Army was busy doing war shit. The Army coming back, and I think realizing, oh my God, we've been doing deployment so many freaking times. We missed some steps here, and I freaking don't like. And what I don't like is when the Army gets offended or feels disrespected when something like WTF Moments or something like Hots&Cots is bringing to attention to leaders. Hey, look, this is what's messed up. Hey, I didn't fucking do it. I'm just telling you what happened, and I'm just showing you what it looks like. Okay, Gabra Scott, the guy who's making the first X comments now is not commenting like crazy.
And I agree. The Army itself can't necessarily fix it, but leadership can advocate for their soldiers.
Yes.
And they can go to DPW, and they can try to push things along to get stuff pushed and fixed.
That's a good question. What's DPW said about this? Have anybody from the DPW world contact you and said, "Hey, man, we're going to put a hit on you" or something like that, or we're gonna?
I know. I think it was DPW who left my 1-star review on Android that was saying that this isn't an issue. I can't say for sure.
Right.
I have a suspicion it may have been DPW. I don't know.
Right.
No, nobody from DPW per se has kind of put a hit on me yet that I'm aware of.
Okay, good. Just let us know. We'll fix that. Yeah, exactly. Depending on what it is. Okay, so we've announced our collaboration. We've announced posting some stuff for 60 days. We've announced reports coming out from Hots&Cots. I guess you would say periodically. I'm trying to think. Merch. The merch. In celebration for U.S. Army WTF Moments, WTF Nation Radio, and Hots&Cots collaborating, we are offering the WTF Nation and fans of everybody out there limited edition Hots&Cots WTF Moments mugs. So there you go. That's what you'll be drinking. You could order 11 ounces or 15 ounces. I prefer the 15-ounce mugs. I drink a lot of coffee. And it's got all the, it's all got all the symbology on there. There you go. Look at that. Look at that. Matter of fact, I'm going to drop that link right there. Bam. So did you want to do the code publicly? Or did you
Yeah, we can do the code publicly. There's also a code, 15% off. It's I gotta look it up now again. It's or you maybe you can drop it in the chat. It may be easier. But it's HC_WTFN 2024.
Oh, I think that's the same one.
And that gets you 15% off.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. Yeah, hang on. Let me grab that stuff. Double check. I'm just HC_WTFN 2024. Yeah. 15% off with a code. With the promo code. So that's what I'm talking about, dude. Look at that. That's a beautiful mug. I've already ordered several for the household.
Yes, and I appreciate that.
And of course, I'm pretty sure everyone else is going, look at all this. So I'm gonna keep. We need a tumbler, a beer tumbler. No, we're not working this. This is a simple. Hey, promotional item for our collaborate. Guys in the X chats now are now active. We're doing this is a simple one just for right now to announce a collaboration and a celebration, I guess you would say. Hang on. Let me matter of fact, let me just grab the Putin should buy all of them. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. So Vladimir Putin, we were posting on Russia, and Belarus and Russia banned us. Our broadcast because we were just like totally ragging on them. And then the other show, Friday Night Freedom, got a strike because it was like a what was it? I think it was I think it might have been the bust. It was a bust of Putin and phalluses were dropping on him. And so it was, dude, we were just, we poke at Russia all the time. But anyways, go ahead.
You can't download the app in Russia, but I have had Russia on my app or on this website. So I have had a few people from Russia browsing my site. So I'm like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, exactly.
What's going on?
Exactly. What they are doing with this Hots&Cots?
Yeah. What is this app?
Yeah.
Can I see what the barracks look like?
We want to find American barracks. That's a good question too. Has anybody said, hey man, you're dropping per sec or you're dropping too much? Yeah, give me a second. I'll put the code in there. The code is going to be dropped in the comments, and then it's 15% off. There you go. But the thing is, it's only going to be in these comments, so you got to find it on your own. So I mean, well, wait a minute. Someone's going to listen to.
Yeah.
Remember Rob saying something. So either or, it's for everybody. That's why Coach only talks. Go ahead.
I was gonna say the PERSEC. You bring up a good point. In OPSEC, like that is huge. Like that was a big thing when I was developing this. Is that I was going like a big ask. Everyone asked like, "Can you add free-form comments? We want to be able to write stuff. We want to write stuff." And I'm like, I almost like I came this close of putting it in, and then as I started thinking through it and talking it out, I was like, this is like way more. This is gonna cause problems because I have to moderate of what somebody's putting. Whether that's OPSEC potentially, or if they're just saying like my command sergeant major or my first sergeant sucks. I'm like, that's not helpful to the situation. That doesn't help kind of tell me what's going on.
Exactly.
With the situation. Yeah.
The comments.
That's why like
in Mother Russia, Hots&Cots is breadline and dirt floor. I have to do it in the accent. And Nicole said, are there any MI soldiers on Hots&Cots? Are they any MI soldiers?
Yeah, right.
I don't know. MI's getting a bad name. Anyways, it's risky because, some of the comments that we have to have on our comments, we have actually been, we've used filters on our page. And when, we can talk about that later, how we set it up. So that way people don't throw like the really crazy comments in there, and it auto hides, and we get notified. Hey,
it's a lot of work though. I mean, like you said, like it's a lot. Like I've done moderating on Reddit, and it's a ton of work to like kind of go through that and moderate comments and seeing what's hateful speech, what's not legitimate, what's not helpful. So, like, and then I don't want somebody doxing somebody. Potentially. So then there's addresses. There's just
exactly
way more that comes into that I just was like, maybe down the road when I have the platform has matured a ton more.
Right.
Maybe I can look into it, but it's still, I mean, it's only been out since October. So, I mean, it's still kind of in its early infancy. It's still a baby.
Yeah, right. Hey, but it's grown, bro. I'm getting comments right now. Hey, I just ordered some. It was like ordering. So again,
thank you.
We're gonna pin the app with the little description, and then there's gonna be a comment pinned underneath the Hots&Cots post. That's gonna be up for 60 days from starting today, and then 60 days out, you guys will be able to download the app. Again, these are all the barracks facilities, lactation rooms, DFACS, dental facilities, hospitals, medical, and that's because we're trying to. And thank God, I'm so glad to be passing the. Oh, here you go. The change of responsibility to Rob here, of dissolving the, or I should say, minimizing the WTF Nation Mold Task Force down to minimal operations and shifting to the app. Again, some of the stuff that Rob gets sent, he doesn't get the drama, he doesn't get whatever. All I do is someone says, "Hey," and this literally is the conversation that me and Rob have. "Hey, here's a picture of Fort so-and-so, and then here's the blurb that goes with it." And then we move on. There's no, well, the chain of command said this and the chain of command said that. We just move it along like that. So that's not the use of the platform. So I just want to make sure that everybody gets that right. They think it's going to be another platform for another WTF moment types of. No, it's not. It's purely what the intent is. Like Rob has said, it's basically the why, and that's a trusted community, staying informed, and it's been developed by veterans. So it's not going to be some. Yeah, because you're right, dude. Reddit is a train wreck.
It can be. It can be. There are some good aspects of it. I mean, I owe Reddit a lot because that's kind of where this started a lot. Like,
right.
It's a lot of it. Hots&Cots started there, and I still work Reddit a lot and getting content and helping soldiers there. Like, so it can be a train wreck, but it's, I don't know, an organized train wreck at times.
No, yeah. I mean, there has been some. You're right. There has been some issues. I mean, Army Reddit, we talk to, and then we talk to each other. It's for what it does. It's perfect. You know what I mean? It gets to the. I'm not a very. I don't want to say I'm not saying I'm not into Reddit. For me, that's like not our forte to get into that.
Sure.
Because we feel for the platforms that we have, it's better to monitor that way than Reddit. If we'd have to like hire a Reddit team to so
it's a lot. And Army Reddit really has something going on, and I've seen that in the other branches because I pop into the other branches and they recognize the work Army Reddit is doing with the Army side of things. And it's like, I think it might have been the Marine Corps, it might have been Air Force, but they're like, what Army Reddit does and the connections they have to get shit moving is
right,
something
exactly.
Those subreddits don't have, which is really cool to see because those are the connections you want to have. But if you're on Hots&Cots and you're like, I don't have anything to post, and I don't live in the barracks, or maybe my barracks are fine, or I eat DFAC like once a week. I mean, if you're eating a banging meal, like post that. Like people want to see that. They want to know what to expect when they go. I think Yelp, like for military, is a good analogy because there's nothing in this space to kind of give soldiers an idea of what they're going to get when they're going somewhere.
And I think going with that format is actually a lot better in that aspect, instead of getting a whole long drawn out, hey, here's the bluff, bottom line up front, here's what we got posted, and here's what we have, and then here's the points of contact. And then again, it'll that's one thing you're gonna learn too, is that you've already experienced, not what you're gonna learn, but you've already experienced that you're gonna have some leaders reach out to you and say, hey, thanks for this, appreciate that. And then the feedback is just gonna it's just gonna continue as it goes. And then especially since now we're pushing you on a we got a significant reach, so we'll help you out.
My workload's gonna increase, and I do want to say, like, there is a part of when leaders do reach out, I do update that stuff. So if somebody does have mold and they make a post for mold, I will go and update those notes if there's being action taken, because I think that's important too. There's a closed loop system. Like, you see something that had mold, you may like, is it still there? What happened with that? So if I have any sort of update, I provide that there.
Right.
So soldiers that maybe 6 months down the road come look at it, they see that it was actioned on.
Exactly.
And what that action was.
Exactly. And then that, oh, okay, I thought I saw something. Oh, it was fixed. It's already good to go. We're ready to rock.
Yep.
So, well, shit, man. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the familia.
Thank you.
You're gonna you'll be at the maid. You'll be a maid man ceremony at in the basement of the Pentagon. And Rob, dude, thank you so much again, man, for hanging out with us. And, and dude, this is so awesome.
Thank you for having me.
I am looking forward to this collaboration. I'm looking forward to what what this beautiful relationship is now going to flourish into. So. But anyways, all right, guys. Thank you guys for hanging out. Me and Rob are going to shoot the shit for a little bit more. And then, with that, y'all refill your glasses, download the app, make sure you order your limited edition WTF Moments and Hots&Cots collab mug. And we'll see you in a second. We're on break. See you.
There's a lot of tough talk on Twitter, but there's not a lot of real talk.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
And we're back. Yeah. Man. That was pretty cool. I like that. Getting all that apps, tech, consolidating. Man, we're giving that responsibility out to somebody else to help me out, help the WTF Nation out, help you out. I love it. I love it. All right, so there's one more thing that I wanted to, actually two more things that I wanted to talk about. And I think I can cover it in this time. Does that make sense? I think. We'll see what happens. One of the things that we had is we had a post of well, matter of fact, let me roll back here to the original post. It was actually a video. The SAR First Class Green, Latoya Green, an outstanding non-commissioned officer, and she had posted something on her on social media, and we shared it. We got no issue sharing an NCO trying to do the right thing, speaking for the troops. And I think the biggest thing that I will say it pissed me off. It really did, to see this non-commissioned officer out there talking about an issue that an airman was going through. That the issue's been resolved, by the way. But it pissed me off that all the fucking comments that everyone was making about her. I'm gonna protect my fellow NCOs here in this one. Hey, look, if someone's out there talking about something that is affecting the anything, it's an NCO that's talking about doing the right thing and how a soldier needs to be, or airman or Marine that needs to be, that there's an issue. I'm gonna tell you what right now. At least you have that fucking NCO doing it. Attacking her for her weight and attacking her for her color is, I'm sorry, it's a fucking no-go. I was alerted to this in the apps, and I was like, hey, you need to go over and check out this stuff right here and see what the comments are saying. Well, okay, let me check it out. So,
hey, Air Force people, I'm so sorry to be in y'all business. I don't want to be in y'all business. I apologize. I know I might be overstepping, but at the same time, wrong is wrong. I don't care what branch it is. It is what it is. So let me show y'all something. I already knew what type of time the Army was on, but I didn't know the Air Force was on the same type of time. Hold on. So I guess the Chief of Staff of the Air Force is visiting an installation in Virginia tomorrow, and this Sergeant Major right here at the bottom of the screen is asking leaders to recommend a soldier to get a coin. He asking leaders to recommend a soldier to get a coin. Now look at that highlighted portion, and I would prefer no beards. That's the price of a waiver. Are you kidding me? So you mean to tell me that you could have a high-speed airman who shows up to work on time, who goes above and beyond to make things happen, who's out here setting themselves up for success, but you're not going to recommend them to get a coin, which costs you absolutely nothing, right? Because they have a beard, which they have a waiver for. That's the problem. Not that they're actually good soldiers, but you're saying that's the price of a waiver. These are the type of leaders, like, it ain't just Army, it's all the branches. Like, what is going on? So I hope that you get the recognition that you deserve, and you were loud enough and bold enough to put this in an email, black and white, with your signature block at the bottom, and send it to all the leaders, because you probably know that nobody's going to say anything. You didn't think it was going to come back to me, but you said that confidently. This is 100% wrong. You prefer no beards. We prefer leaders who enforce standards and not preferences. I guess neither one of us get what we want. I hope that this helps. Air Force, do your thing. Air Force Talk, do your thing. Next slide.
All right, there you go. Air Force Top. Now, I just want everybody to understand that I was watching Dolph Lundgren shit. My bad. Let me change my cameras. I was watching other videos of our show, and then Dolph Lundgren came on. I'm like, oh, shit, I like Dolph Lundgren. He just became an American citizen. Anyways, so now look, the thing that pissed me off the most was that she articulated perfectly. Now, again, the issue's been resolved. I'm not talking about the issue. The issue got fixed. The airman did get his coin. And there was a meme that was sent to me as well. And dude, I'm sorry. I gotta post the meme. Let's see where the meme is at. I gotta look through here. Blah, 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 blah. And it's a meme. And again, like I said, the issue's been resolved. So I don't want to blast the whole situation or make the situation go out of control again. But this there you go. So there we go. There you go. So this is a meme that was sent to me. So I have Pseudo falsely. Dude, man, my English is all. Will it hurt my career? Nah, man. They give you a shaving waiver, no big deal. And then the meme was on the bottom with the same thing that Sergeant First Class Green was talking about. Now, look, man. Look, if an NCO, if you want me to come on camera and speak for you, I see the same respect being given to Sergeant Green as well. She's Sergeant First Class in the U.S. Army. The first thing that people were talking about, and I was like immediately, I was in the comments shit talking back as well. There's some individuals out there in your formations that need to get fucking checked, because if they're talking to this boldly and bravely on social media, then you know for a fact they're talking like that shit to their soldiers. And maybe you should check some of your, because Sergeant Green got receipts. She got receipts. She got receipts of all the comments that were made by some in uniform. That, you know, I had to contain myself and make sure that we didn't get banned. But I wanted the post to stay up because I wanted to see our Sergeant Green's message. And I'm sorry, Sergeant First Class, I told you, Green, we're fans. If she sends us another video to post, hey, let's go for it. Another thing too about it is what pissed me off is that they were talking about her weight. Dude, she could crush the ACFT. I guarantee it, the majority of the neckbeards and shit talkers that were sitting there with their freaking keyboards talking shit about Sergeant Green, I guarantee it, she'd smoke your ass. She'd smoke your bags, dude. Sorry. Right off the bat. She'll crush you. She'll just crush you. If you've not seen her working out, if you've not seen her, dude, if she passes her fucking ACFT and she's good to go, it is none of your fucking business to talk shit about her weight. I'm just sorry. You can make all the comments you want. The Army has changed policy on what is to be taped and not taped anymore. You need to get that Big Sarge bullshit out of your fucking head. She's also been honored. She's also been honored at the Army Women's Foundation Hall of Fame. Sergeant Green. So we are proud to have her stuff being posted. If you don't fucking like it, tough shit. I'll be right back in the comments. As a matter of fact, let's talk about it. Let's get some shine over to Sergeant Green. Hang on, we got a little ad video. It's
Is it possible
right
to count?
I don't want to play the ad because then we'll get in trouble for playing ads or something like that. So let's take a look at what she's got to say. Yeah, Comcast, whatever.
All right, well, March is Women's History Month, and in just a few weeks, a Fort Cavasso soldier is set to take her place in the U.S. Army Women's Foundation Hall of Fame. Now, I was able to learn more about her dedication to fitness, as well as her influence to make change to the way the Army looks at body fat.
Let's go. Ain't no wheat crap over here.
This is Sergeant First Class Latoya Green. The soldier and social media influencer is conquering her obstacles while inspiring millions with her Army and fitness journey.
But if you come to the gym, you just have a good time. You don't worry about what anybody else is going.
I met her for what I thought would be an easy 4 a.m. workout, but this turned into a series of intense exercises.
Ooh, my knees.
Green is a force to be reckoned with in terms of fitness. And when it comes to her job, she's a modern-day warrior. The Fort Cavasso soldier has been in the Army for 19 and a half years and faced a number of challenges growing up.
I joined the Army because I was running from a bad home situation, and the Army 100% saved my life. So my birth mother was on drugs when she had me. Then I got adopted. That situation was horrible.
With over 900,000 followers, she has truly made a name for herself.
The first time I went viral was when the Army had the leg tuck. And a lot of people were complaining. That's when you got to hang on the bar and pull yourself up. And so a lot of people were having problems with that. So what I did was I made a leg tuck tutorial.
She also started a petition in hopes of changing the Army's height, weight, and body composition standards. Through her advocacy and hard work, Green's influence paid off. In June of 2023, the Army came out with a new Army body composition program that outlined a more accurate way to determine a soldier's body fat. Now Green is being recognized at the Army Women's Hall of Fame.
They used to tape in 3 places, the neck, the waist, and then for females, it was the most protruding part of the buttocks. And that's where a lot of people were failing. And so when your intentions are pure, when you do stuff, it's not about being recognized. You don't want credit. You don't care about credit. And so to be recognized, it's an amazing feeling.
Green has become a role model to other soldiers.
She really is my mentor, and she helps me with everything that I need to get done. She's always been there for me.
But then we don't talk about the other struggles that women have outside of children with certain things when it comes to PT. So watching Sergeant First Class Green is watching her advocate for a whole different audience, and it was refreshing.
With retirement coming soon, she will leave a lasting impact on the Army.
There's thousands of people in this post that outrank me, that have bigger titles than me. But for some reason, somebody told you to come talk to me. I don't have a fancy title. You shouldn't judge yourself by, you shouldn't be judged by what's on your chest, but what's in your chest. And when you have the heart for it, when you have the passion, when you walk in your purpose, nothing else needs to interfere with that.
And although I may not have matched her level of fitness, I left the gym with a newfound respect for the physical demands of a soldier dedicated to making a difference. All right, well, the 2024 U.S. Army Women's Foundation Hall of Fame induction ceremony will be held on March 21st at the Military Women's Memorial at Arlington National Cemetery. Now, Green will receive the Champion Award. Let me tell you, her personality through the roof. So happy that I got a chance to meet her.
And there we go. Need I say more? So I'm going to tell you again, if you're going to come up on here when we're trying to prop somebody up and try to throw your fucking comments on there, unfollow the fucking page, talk all your fucking shit. Just, we don't need that shit over here. Sergeant First Class Green is an inspiration too, to us as well. And as a matter of fact, she did bring up some good points that me and Spanky brought up on our previous sergeant's time, is how is it that the Army is going to tape everybody from the most, specifically women, they're going to tape that booty, and the biggest portion of a woman's, some women it's got the ass, and of course she could be jacked all the way around. But if she's got a big butt, it's like punishing her. Get to Arlington and then broadcast that. Yeah, man, we're thinking about maybe we should just see about checking it out. Because that's what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to get some coverage on that too, and I'm pretty sure Sergeant Green will be able to get us information. I think Spanky, your mom's going to reach out to her as well about that too. So I'm just going to say, if you're going to be busting some comments when we talk about we're highlighting an NCO or highlighting a soldier, but then I think you forgot what fucking U.S. Army WTF Moments is about. We're here for the troop. We're not here for the fucking big generals and leaders and shit like that. We're here to be the voice of the soldier. That's why WTF Nation Radio is the voice of U.S. Army WTF Moments. That's why we have this platform here, to give the voice to the voiceless, to give the voice to those that are fearful. And I tell you what, I get the feels, man, when I get a soldier that comes in and says, "Hey, because of you guys, you helped us out. Because of you guys, we did this," or whatever. That's what it's all about. If you're not in that business and you're wearing stripes, I don't know what to tell you. All right, there's one more thing that I want to talk about. And this thing right here, this is one more thing. And this is to the guys out at 7th ATC that are doing the mission right now currently. They're not being allowed to get sent home. For some reason, the Army published a policy that talked about parental leave guidance and all that. There have been soldiers that have been deployed to the mission to assist, other forces and stuff like that. And they have been given, because of you guys that have something to do on Sunday. What are you talking about, man? What you mean? That we should be we should be bringing up to attention. Like, for instance, there was a policy that was written out. That policy said specifically that there's a certain amount of time or whatever. If you work it out with a soldier when it comes to rotation and when it comes to deployment, then yes, I totally see. There has to be. How do I say this? There has to be some. I don't know how do I say this. There has to be some coordination. Something has to happen, obviously, due to the fact that we are doing the rotations. Those aren't going to go away. The rotations aren't going to go away. Yeah, I know it sucks to say that, but there has to be some sort of a give and take. If you tell a soldier, 7th ATC, 7th Army Training Command, out at U.S. Army Europe, if you're telling soldiers, or if you're having organizations say that, yeah, when your wife has a baby, then yes, you're going to go back and you're going to be there for the baby, or you're going to be whatever. And now you're telling them no. Now, mind you, there's other leadership involved that did bring it up to our table. We try to work with organizations. We try to work with the leaders to say, hey, it is a, how do I say this? I don't know. I'm kind of speechless right now because I'm reading through some of the stuff that I'm reading right now, and it just makes me mad that you got to have permission to go back and talk to somebody over being allowed to go home when you've told them to. There is a situation right now currently, and this has been verified. I know every time we fucking talk about this, people get mad. Oh, what are you guys doing about? We have had. There's an event where somebody miscarried, their spouse or their significant other miscarried. They're allowing the soldier to go to their NCOPDS, but won't allow the soldier to go back for that miscarriage. It's not that fucking difficult, Sorents, leaders. I don't know. I've only been retired for a few years, and a lot of stuff that seems to be common sense seems to be getting drawn the fuck out. You know, back in our day, we didn't do this. Back in our day, we didn't do that. Yeah, bro, but you know what? Whatever. Somebody, hang on. Something is, hang on. What happened to OIF? Should be, yeah, exactly that. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it, Cabras. Exactly happened that. It happened in OIF. As a matter of fact, sent somebody back to the birth of their kid. Ooh, there was a war going on. Holy shit, watch out. What? There was a war happening? There was a war happening and somebody did something? Somebody did what? We reached out to the leadership out in Europe, and I don't want to like drop the names on the individual leader because who has been helping us out overseas in Europe, that said the same thing. Hey, you know, there's Army policy right now that you can or cannot, that you should be able to send the soldiers home to be there for the birth of their child, especially if they came to the rotation and you said, yes, they could go back, 7th ATC. And now there's a miscarriage of a significant other, and now you're not going to let that soldier go back to be with their significant other, no, their fiance. I get it. This is the right thing to do type of shit right here. If you have a soldier, significant other, if you have a soldier that comes up to you and says, my significant other, the baby we're having has miscarried, and you're not going to send them fucking back, but instead you'll send them back, but you will not allow them to visit said significant other, then your fucking priorities are fucked up. Family, I mean, dude, I can, I'm just waiting to, hey man, are we going to freaking, or is anybody going to help? 7th ATC I don't think falls under 5th Corps for this mission, and it's a guard unit that's doing this. So I'm just telling you, man, your priorities are fucked up. If you're not letting somebody go back because their significant other had a fuck, I'm going to repeat myself until I'm blue in the face or red in the face because I'm old. That if you're not sending somebody back because their significant other had a miscarriage, but you'll let them go back to a fucking NCOPDS, but you're not going to let them fucking visit that significant other, you're fucked up. I'll say it. You're fucked up. So what else did we cut? What else, I think that's what I wanted to get off my chest right now with this. Okay, final thing. We had a 7th ATC is USER, but it's a USER headquarters there, Cabras. But I think it's the another unit that's rotating it. So if that makes any sense. So I'm gonna have to go through and go back and post. But this is my vocal. I want to be tweeting it out in a minute or Xing it, posting on X in a minute. But that's the reason why we have these policies out. It is expected of leaders at that time when the U.S. Army Secretary of the Army, the U.S. Army Chief of Staff, and there's an Army directive when it comes to the parental leave program or policy. It's easy. Don't fuck it up. It's the middle. And I told this to some leaders before when I've had a KLE. It's a lot of it. It's some of the policy in the Army, believe it or not, is quite sound and actually makes sense. It's the mid-level leaders that like to big sarge the hell out of this thing and micromanage so much. Dude, we're having leaders with 15 fucking formations a day, it seems like, because they're rear D and if they're going to the field and then we're rear D, whatever. No, we're gonna have 15 formations a day because of a policy that came out on accountability. All of a sudden now that was a misinterpretation of that policy, and now leaders are having multiple formations. Bro, I'm gonna tell you what, man. I'm an old guy. I'm saying that the kids got it fucking worse than us, man. The kids got it worse than us. All I remember was going to formation, getting told my information like that. I go back to my barracks room that didn't have any fucking mold. If I wanted to go eat, there was a DFAC open ready for hot chow, and then that was it. Easy shit. Let me roll in the inbox today and see what's up. Let me see. Where is the... As a matter of fact, let me go to the case right now. Let me look at it right here real quick. So since this is the last thing I'm talking about. I'm looking here. Yeah, there was an active shooter that was not an active shooter that may have been a shooting. I'm gonna wait that. I'm gonna wait for the. We should wait before we speculate. But a lot of the information here about that active shooter that happened was a pretty big deal at JBLM that is now all cleared. So yeah, that's why normally when we do an active shooter update or whatever, we just update it, and then once the event's over, then we delete it. So I'm just gonna triple double check. Maybe I should keep my head down so that way you guys don't see the names in my reflection of my glasses. Or is it? I just legit just had it up. I think I'll look for it again. I'll post about it later. But anyways, again, the Army family leave policy and the parental directive, the directive that was out. Jesus Christ, guys. That's where myth and tradition. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one, Cabras. That's where myth and tradition start acting up in the mid ranks. You're right. I'm gonna have to go through here and find it. It's gonna hit me like I'm gonna be freaking like going through here and I'm like, there it is, right when I go off on air. So, but anyways, I think that's all. That's all I got, Buck. What else we have going on? What? Let me look at the calendar right quick. Again, it's gonna hit me right before I fucking get off the air. Hey, wait a minute, it was on this. So today was Hots&Cots. We got Rob from Hots&Cots, and of course we announced our big we had our big announcement, which is hell yeah, I am excited. And then let me see what else we got going on. This is Sergeant's time. If you're listening, hang on right quick. Let me get my graphics on. You guys give me a break, man. It's been a minute since I've been on here, so it's been like a few minutes since I've been on here. At any rate, this is Sergeant's time. You're watching us on U.S. Army WTF Moments on the Facebook page and on the YouTube page, and WTF Nation Radio on the Facebook page and on the YouTube page. And you're also seeing us on X. Hey, how's that How was the State of the Union? Did that go okay? Probably not. At any rate, so this is Sergeant's time, and then of course, Friday Night Freedom's on a bye week. We got the guys over at the sports bar coming up on a Sunday, and then of course moi with the Monday edition. I have a guest, Ashley Eckert from Club 214. She's going to come on and shoot the breeze about her organization and what she's doing to empower veterans. I can't wait. And then Tuesday with Pop Culture Warrior. What do we got with Pop Culture Warrior, man? Hang on, because I know CQ was like going, hey man, we got this. We're not watching you. It's not the State of Union, and it's okay, appreciate it. Yuri Lowenthal's going to be on Pop Culture Warrior. He's let me look at his notes right here. Oh, he is dude. He's lived in Virginia, Tennessee, blah blah blah. Less than what's his? Oh, he's a voice actor. He's got a lot of voice credits. The Naruto thing, I guess. He's got the Naruto thing. I'm not into that pop culture stuff. So specifically with the Naruto stuff. But anyways, he's going to be on Pop Culture Warrior next Tuesday, and then we're going to have Brandy Pett come on the Smoke Pit. And then Sergeant's Time. Sergeant's Time on the 14th. I'm going to have Lieutenant Colonel Megan Yantos from the Army Leader Exchange to talk about the March Masters bracket. You're going to see some some adverts being thrown up there. And yeah, I guess that's it. So thank you guys for tuning in. We have Friday Night Freedom, of course, Smoke Pit on Wednesday, and the below, of course, Sergeant's Time you're listening to. Sunday up with the sports bar in the Monday edition on a Monday, and Tuesday as Pop Culture Warrior. You're gonna have to forgive my mush mouth because it's been a while since I've been back into the rhythm of speaking. Damn it! I'm trying to find. Okay, I'm gonna do one more time. I'm gonna find that thing where. I gotta find it. I got to find it. It's gonna kill me right now if I don't find this, man. Yeah, I cannot find it, dude. I cannot find it. Sorry, man. I'm flat digging here. I must want to go ahead and relieve me. So, all right. Found it. Oh shit, I found it. There you go. Okay. Sorry, I thought I was gonna close the show, but I found it. Yes. How come this was unremoved? I'm removed from my. No, see, that's the thing. Okay. So I have found it. So apparently, here's what's happening: is that the 7th ATC out in. Well, hang on. You're all looking at me through the small little fucking camera here. I guess you need to see my full face to see what I look like, right? There you go. Don't mind the scars. So shout out to 7th ATC in Grafenwehr. They just started doing a training rotation, and 7th ATC decided to amend their paternity policy. No soldier on this rotation will be allowed to travel home for the birth of their child. A few volunteered to come there, knowing that their wives were expecting, and because they were told that they will be able to go home, now that's not happening. They will send people home for ALC and UAS conferences. They would rather send people home for conferences than, of course, the children. And so that's a shout out to the 198 CAV rotation. They're under the 7th ATC Joint Multinational Training Group, Ukraine. Somebody said the State of the Union could have been done in an email. Oh, I appreciate it. I came back and tuned in here. So there's not been anything. None of them has been. No individuals have been able to go home, and they've had significant others. Soldiers have had now bearing children. God, dude, significant others bearing children. God, dude, my English is bad, man. That's what happens when you've been speaking Spanish for the last freaking couple weeks, few months. You just get like blah 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 blah. Their wives are delivering, and they're not going to be allowed to go home. There's one incident where we have a soldier whose significant other, not yet married, of course, had a miscarriage and lost their baby. They will not let him go home, and they found out we found out this week that they were sending him home for ALC, but he cannot see his significant other. So that's the unit, 7th ATC. When asked, hey, what's up, whatever, is anybody like feeling it? No, negative. They have said that all leaves of birth of children will be rejected unless it's a life-threatening complication. And all they're doing in Germany is sitting around in an institute course teaching Ukrainians. And they have individuals that are able to rotate that would not be an impediment to the mission. And the individual's only working 8 days out of the entire fucking 40-day cycle. And they're still, I say it in Spanish exactly. And they're still rejecting his request to go back. So there it is. We were waiting for over the weekend and waiting while this was going before I blasted this out. But now that I have it here, I'm going to go ahead and blast it out. And I'm going to tweet it out in a minute because apparently all their leaders like to, I don't know, hang out on Twitter or some shit like that. So anyways, what else? Did I cover everything? Did I cover everything in the Functional Veterans Center of Excellence? See, covered the amputee. We covered the Hots&Cots. We covered the kiosks. We covered Sergeant Green, and we covered leaders not sending soldiers home for their paternity stuff. In case you're kind of noticing that the posts on U.S. Army WTF moments are getting a little more spicy, getting a little more sussy, well, that's because anytime we try to work with somebody, they just don't help us out. So shout out to the units that do want to talk to us, that want to help us out. Hey, a big shout out to them. Again, the kiosk stuff, it's not their fault. So there it is. But anyhow, celebration, guys. The collaboration between U.S. Army WTF moments and Hots&Cots. So make sure you guys go on the site, download the app. Make sure you start inputting your stuff. And, get the mug. Get the mug. Oh, that's the best part too. When I get that mug, I'm going to be sporting on my Monday shows. But anyways. So anywho, I think that's it. So y'all have a good night. And I got spicy when you came back. Yeah. Well, exactly. Okay. There you go. Oh, so you're saying it got spicier when I got back? Oh, okay. There. Well, just I've been working the inbox myself a little bit here and there. I dabble a little bit. So, at any rate, thank you all for hanging out and shots. See you.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Sometimes when I look at, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, I think it's WTF Army or something.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.